I get asked sometimes, what are the biggest issues impacting American agriculture? You know, there's the trade issue, there's the regulatory environment, environmental, the obvious economics. But I got to tell you, prevailing mindset that doesn't seem willing or capable to catch up with contemporary reality. Let me give you an example. I spoke this weekend, awesome audience, repeat client, but I looked out over some of that room, and when I see the crowd that is older, and I'm not getting into the demographic debate like my friend Adam Lash does constantly on social media, but granted, we understand in agriculture, we skew older. The average age of the American farmer is 59 and a half years old. We've been hearing this for a long, long time. But I'm talking about this entrenched mentality that somehow we're going to continue the way we always have. And what do they say the definition of insanity is? Always doing what you've always done, expecting a different result. Things are so markedly different today in the year 2025 than they were just 20 years ago. And I have a crowd of people that I think sometimes believe it's still 1978 all over again. You know, Earl Butz, Secretary of Agriculture, plant fence row to fence row, the world's going to starve, feed the world. And all that bullshit is just not accurate anymore. We're in a complete oversupply. You hear me talk about this all the time. We've got a few categories that are undersupplied, beef being one of them. But in general, our productive capacity far exceeds our demand increases. We are at record global demand for commodities. The problem is we're also way at record supply because our productive capacity is going up by like 3 and 5 and 7% per year, and our demand is growing by 1 to 2% per year. And with population stagnating, this is going to be the reality. I look out over some of my audiences and I see these 75-year-old folks that have been told, feed the world, we're all going to starve, go out and make everything you can, bushels, fence row to fence row. And it's not their fault that they're entrenched this way because they've been hearing this their whole career. I'm 56 years old. I heard it when I was a kid, but I also came up in the 1980s. The entire farm crisis started with glut of supply, vast surpluses. And here we are later, 40 years later, with the same situation. So if you ask me what the biggest problem facing the future of American agriculture, I think it's entrenchment of mindset, incapable or unable to accept the contemporary reality and what we're going to face moving forward. And that is that it is a completely different marketplace. We're not going to have increasing demand. We're not going to have a new China to bail us out with our vast supply. And we're going to have to really start thinking about alternative crops, idling some farm ground, and accepting the fact that those days are done. Damian Mason, I speak on stages all over North America and right here online about the world's most important industry, the business of agriculture. Thank you for tuning in.